All right, welcome back to Sailing Sunday. Now, we've just transitioned from RV life to boat life, and we thought rather than just jump straight into all the boat videos, we'll do like a question and answers. So we put them out to you guys on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or YouTube community, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, and we got a lot of messages, a lot of questions, so we grabbed a bunch of them. We're going to answer them today. Uncut. Not really live, is it? Because we're filming it now, but we're going to do it raw and uncut. So let's just get straight into it because there's a lot there. Hey?
All right.
What's the first one? Now, I haven't actually seen these either, just so you know.
Oh, my God.
Go.
Okay, let's start with a doozy.
Yeah. Let's go from the top.
You've been with each other since you were teenagers. How do you keep your love and life spicy?
Do you want me to answer that one?
Just remember that our families are watching.
Brittni's got a lot of toys.
Ryan!
Okay.
That is not true! Oh, my God.
Well, we got a lot of lines and ropes.
Ryan?
Okay. All right. Maybe let's skip to the next one. We're going to answer that one. No, I did answer it.
Just answer it.
I did. I'm just kidding,
We live
guys.
on a sailboat. Life is spicy enough as it is.
Hey, sexy legs, how you doing?
Get out of here. Okay, was the baby a planned pregnancy, and are you going to have more? So he was planned.
Yeah.
He was planned.
Yeah. Definitely was planned.
That doesn't mean I wasn't shocked when it happened. But he was definitely planned.
Yeah. A lot of practice, though.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just that question after the other one.
Are we going to have more?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to have more.
So I'm so obsessed with that baby that I'm excited to have another, which I was surprised by because I've never had the mom gene, despite being obsessed with caring for the animals and doing all these things. I never was like, I need to have a baby. And now that he's here, I'm so addicted to him that I'm super excited at the idea of having another one, except for the fact that he is so good, he is so easy, that I feel like our next is going to be like an absolute terror.
I think so too, because he sleeps, he eats, he doesn't really cry. He's been pretty good. He's fun. He's awesome.
He's honestly the easiest baby ever, and I'm not just saying that, even other people have noticed.
I know. The next one won't be, I know.
The next one will be what we pay for having such an easy first.
Maybe we'll just have one.
What did you think of the bugs in St. Mary's?
Okay, the bugs in St. Mary.
Which is the boatyard that we just pulled the boat out.
Yeah, the boatyard that we just had the boat at. It's got these, what are called no-see-ums or gnats, like the little sandflies. Man, they suck. But we were right at the front. When you guys see these videos coming up, we're right at the front on the ocean. It was so beautiful. It was like the best spot in the whole boatyard. So we had a breeze every day. Now, they come out when there's no breeze. So when there's no breeze, it sucks. But it wasn't a problem for me. I just put bug spray on.
After doing boat work in Grenada, which we did during hurricane season, which is like peak heat humidity.
Yeah.
We were in the boatyard down there, which was great, but
They had mosquitoes.
We were literally getting annihilated by mosquitoes every day, to the point where we sprayed so much bug spray on ourselves that I think our blood would have been 90% bug spray.
So you can't win anywhere.
So if I had a choice between the no-see-ums and the mosquitoes, I would take the no-see-ums.
You reckon? Yeah, I don't know. I think they're as bad as each other.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey. Jack's about to go park at a Pelican.
What's our plan for hurricane season? We're heading to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Literally, we're going down the ICW right now. We're heading south, and we are the only sailboat heading south, and everybody that's passing us is going north, and they're probably looking at us like, what the heck are you guys doing right now?
I know, crazy. But the east coast of the US, it's so beautiful. I love it through here, but it sucks for weather. I almost feel like you're safer in the Bahamas, eh? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, it's getting dark. We're gonna try and do this rapid fire.
Yeah.
Is a Panama Canal transit and a Pacific crossing in your future plans?
Yes. At some point, yes. But not in this boat, because that's a long story, but we might be selling this boat.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself. But also a Pacific crossing wouldn't be while Jackson's still with us.
Yeah, she's getting old.
So to do a Pacific crossing is almost impossible with a dog, unless it's so tiny that it doesn't matter if it can't leave the boat.
Or you gotta take it somewhere for like 3 months or 6 months prior or something.
It's way too complicated to do with a big dog.
Yeah, a rabies-free country, and I think it's kind of cruel. So I think we're gonna. I mean, at his age it is, because he's so old.
We wouldn't be doing it while we have Jackson.
Yeah. So, but there's so much to see. There's still so much to do up along in the Caribbean. Having so much fun, hey?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you plan on upgrading your sails?
You know what? I was a while back. I was so mad at our mainsail because I kept getting it jammed. But
that's probably why they're asking this question, because they've seen how crap our sails are.
I had the boom. Anyway, I'm embarrassed to say it, but I had the boom in the wrong spot. But once I kind of got the boom sorted, it worked out well. Now our sails are old, but they sat around. The boat sat around for so long that they're actually not too bad, but
they're just baggy.
Yeah, they're just baggy. So like when your sail starts to get older, you've got to adjust the boom to suit, essentially. I learnt that the hard way with a lot of frustration. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to, but not anytime soon. We did get a price from Precision Sails, and like I said, we might be selling the. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself again, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be selling the boat soon, so I think maybe leave it for the next people if they want to.
To clarify, it's to get another boat, so don't like click off.
Oh yeah. We're gonna still sail. We need a bigger boat.
How are you gonna manage sailing with the baby, and what are your safety measures with having a baby on board?
Yeah.
So far so good.
Yeah.
He's pretty cruisy. He's actually down sleeping right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you a little life jacket we got him.
So when we passage plan for comfort for a multitude of reasons. One being that I get super seasick. Another being Jackson is a lot more comfortable when we're in calmer conditions. So we already kind of are relaxed. No, what's the word? We're already kind of like
on point with it. Like we've got
fair weather sailors, if you will. We don't look for the sporty stuff because we want to go in comfort. Yeah. And having a baby, I feel like that's just what you would do anyways. So. And
we've got this little seat here too that we've been using, and we strap this down in the cockpit and strap him to it if we're not holding him. So that little seat keeps him in place. We've got his little life jacket.
Now that seat's not for sporty sailing. We also in the front room have like a safe little spot for him that's all zipped in.
Yeah.
That's his bed now. It's his bassinet, and it's basically a pack and play that's like fully enclosed. So if for some reason we ended up in anything where we couldn't give him 100% of our attention, that's where he would go, where he's super safe and protected, and we just know we can get on with what we need to deal with.
Yeah. And you'll see that in upcoming videos as well.
The other thing we'll probably look into is putting up netting, but while he's not walking, that's not something we need to worry about so much. So.
Yeah. So I mean, here's a prime example. We were sailing down the East Coast just recently. Stormy weather was coming through. I would have just crossed the ocean, gone offshore, and then gone down to Bahamas, but with Oakley, we decided to come into the ICW here in the US, and we've been cruising down the ICW now.
And it's been so nice. It's like flat, calm. Yeah. So I'm able to like continue my life as normal as if we're on anchor, take care of him however he needs. He's able to be up here and play with us. So
I mean, with Jackson on board, we would have come into the ICW anyway. I wouldn't have gone offshore with him.
Excuse me. I would have made you take us into shore.
Come on, yeah. I mean, you guys got to see those videos coming up too.
Actually, Ryan wanted to take us offshore, and I had to convince him
We're doing
to
a spoiler alert because the storm was so bad that we're lucky we came in. Okay, let's not tell you more.
Reword that. You're lucky that your wife.
Yeah. We're gonna ruin it though. I know.
You listened.
No, I didn't listen.
You did.
We went offshore. There we go. They don't know what happened now. They don't know what really happened.
So, okay.
Except we're in the ICW right now.
Okay, this is a good one. Is Ryan going to throw on some spandex, Richard Simmons style, and show us his workout skills? Well, we both put on a little bit of weight, so that would be a fun little exercise.
I will soon. I'll put on the budgie, the parrot smugglers, and parrots are bigger than budgies, so we'll throw them on, and
oh my God.
We'll do a workout session, hey?
Okay, how did you decide on the kiddo's name?
Oakley. Oh, man. Can I tell the story?
Okay,
Okay.
and I'll tell the real version.
No, this is the
of
real
it.
version. So all our rescue animals, we gave all these cool names to that we liked.
Okay,
and then
yeah, that's true.
all the other names that we came out with, we knew someone with that name or a child with that name or someone with that name. So then,
We wanted something unique that not everybody has, but
Yeah.
we didn't want something so outrageous like that people look and roll their eyes.
I know. And then we came up with Oakley and we were like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then we were kind of like, we were laughing because I was like, what about the sunglasses? That's the only thing that I was picking up, those Oakley sunglasses. And then by the end of it, we're like, man, I don't even care, like whatever. And then as soon as he was born, we put his name out as Oakley. And one of my best mates back in Australia messaged me saying, is that your new sponsorship deal?
Yeah, so we had, we struggled with boys' names. Boys are so hard to name, I feel like, from my perspective, because you can have a really sweet name for a little baby boy, but you also have to picture that person as a man one day. And, so
Isabella's not going to cut the mustard.
So we struggled, and then we had a couple, and Oakley kept coming up. We were I kept searching up baby names, but I wanted something kind of beachy, earthy,
surfy, I don't know,
surfy,
just us,
cool.
we wanted it kind of cool.
And okay, so I originally was convinced that we were going to name him Cove. I was trying to convince Ryan to let us name him Cove.
Yeah, I don't really like
Cove. I loved it while I was pregnant. I thought it was the best thing ever. And then the moment he came out, I was like, absolutely not. So then we kind of went back to the drawing board, and Oakley had been kind of down here off in the corner, wasn't really a name that was top of our list.
Oh no,
and then after he came out, it just
happened,
popped up.
I liked it. I just didn't really like that it was such a big brand of Sunnies.
Yeah.
But
we love the name.
He'll
we
get a
think
sponsorship
it's really
one day.
cool. And there's so much more to the name than just sunglasses, so
Yeah. Oakley.
okay. But yeah, and also like Ryan said, every single name that I liked, we used for fosters, like Charlie.
Oh, come on, man.
Finn,
I already said that. What's the next question?
What was it? Charlie, Finn, Bodie.
I don't know. There was
Oliver,
tons of them.
All of them. Anyways.
Yeah, Isabella.
How do you manage dog pee and poo breaks while on the water with no access to land?
Well, yeah, I can answer that one.
That took a little bit of work.
Yeah, no, it started, he was pretty good from the get-go. Like Brittni said.
That's such a lie.
No, like Brittni said, it took a bit of... No, he did. It took a bit of work for the first month. We had a piece of green grass back in Malta, 7 years ago or whatever, and he wouldn't use it. And it was so hard. But then what happened was a dog peed on it or pooed on it one day.
We had it out on the dock in the
left it
marina
there
in Malta.
By accident.
And we left it there, and a random dog walked up and
crapped on it overnight.
No, peed on the mat, and then we put it on the boat, and Jackson was like, who the heck is this on my boat? So he just went and peed on it, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
The only thing
But he rarely pees on the boat, eh? He rarely pees on the boat. I walk him at sunset, sunrise, without fail. And then
on
a couple
passage,
times a day.
though, it took us a couple of tries on passage to get him to go, and if he could see land when we first started sailing, if he could see land, he would hold it. So I remember sailing from Montenegro to Albania, and it was a 24-hour sail, and he tried to hold it that whole time
because sailing up the coast.
We were sailing up the coast, and I remember just feeling awful for him. But he had access to it the whole time. He'd used it before, so we knew he was capable of it. He just was refusing.
And then just wash it down with water as soon as he does it. You can't let it sit there. Trust me. You got to wash it down instantly.
And then over time, he just realized every time we go sailing, he just needs to use it. So now it's a routine. He just knows it. We are going down the ICW, there's land everywhere, but he's learned to use it.
Yeah, you just grab a bucket of water, throw it in, and hold on tight, lift it up, and dump it down. He's a great dog. Jackson's awesome.
Okay.
What's the next one?
How are your parents dealing with you on the boat and them not being able to see Oakley?
Yeah, look, it sucks. It really does. But
our families were my family in Canada was pretty upset to see us leave, but they understood because this is our life.
Yeah.
And they're really excited to come back and see us. The only good thing is now with technology and stuff, we're able to send photos and videos all day long.
Yeah.
We FaceTime, and so he gets to see them and vice versa.
Yeah, I think I couldn't do this without having like FaceTime and all that. Yeah, there's no way to answer that in a good way. It's just hard. It's hard.
It's hard, but they understand at the same time.
Yeah.
And we look forward to having visits.
Okay, I'm going to be quick. It's already 15 minutes. We've got so many left. Let's rush through these now.
We've heard you call Brittni Sexy Legs. What's her nickname for you?
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to be really quick, but this is so funny. So, Brittni calls me Big Daddy.
No, stop. That's only since having a baby.
Yeah. She's like, oh, Big Daddy. So she calls me Big Daddy. Anyway, as a joke. It's always a joke, but it's always like sex legs, Big Daddy. Anyway, but it turned into like she just says it now for fun, like Big Daddy. Anyway, a few months ago.
It started with, hey, Big Daddy.
You did, yeah. And then we're sitting there, and Brittni's dad came to visit us on the fifth wheel, and she called me Big Daddy in front of him. I can't remember what she said, but she said something like, "Oh, Big Daddy," or "Do you want a coffee, Big Daddy?" or something like that. But like, and then she realized what she'd said, and her dad looked at us like, "What the?" And I was like, he looked at me like he was going to kill me. And I was like, no way, like it's not like that. I don't strap a collar on her and make her call me Big Daddy. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't really have nicknames for Ryan. I do call him Big Daddy now. He's a dad.
Oh, Big Daddy. That was so funny.
I call him
funny,
idiot a lot, which is a loving phrase. I say it when he's being a dickhead. I call you a dickhead a lot too. Sorry, but they're all out of love.
Oh, man. But yeah, that was funny. So we had to explain it to her dad, like, no, it's nothing like that.
I don't even think we explained. I think we just ignored it.
Yeah, maybe we did. Yeah, I don't know. It was funny.
Okay, when are you coming to Mexico so we can buddy boat? That was a follow-up question. We'd love to go to Mexico.
Mexico, yeah. We'll be there. We'll be there soon.
There's a lot to still do around here, so we'll definitely be heading that way. Who does all your video editing, and what apps do you use to create your videos?
You do most of it, but we do probably like 60-40.
Yeah, so it's slowly gotten more. So I used to do like 99% of our editing. Yeah. And then over time, we've started to like kind of work out a way that it works really well for us, that I do like the bulk of our editing, so I'll do like a rough cut, and then Ryan will jump in and he'll add things here and do things that I don't see.
And then she takes them off again because they're rude.
No, and then I usually clean that up, remove things that I think are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I do the finishing touches.
Yeah, and I do the sound. A lot of people complain lately about the sound.
Ryan does the sound because I swear I'm tone deaf, and I listen to it, and I love the music super loud to the point you can't even hear me, and to me it sounds great, but we actually, in one of our recent videos, you guys called me out on that, so Ryan's back to doing it.
I'm at the Boatyard, like, working my butt off, and so Brittni edited the last few videos by herself completely, and I watched and was like, man, what happened to this sound? And then all of a sudden people started commenting, and she's like, what?
And then, so what do we use to edit? So we started with iMovie, like just the literal run-of-the-mill that you get on,
which we could still use.
Apple.
Like, that's a great little app.
And then we, a couple years ago, upgraded to Final Cut Pro, which I really like because it's really similar to iMovie, but with way more features.
Yeah. It's more advanced, so when you learn the features, it actually becomes quicker. So
yeah. So yeah, and then we use a few random apps or programs for like when you do your maps. Sometimes we just use Google Earth. I actually prefer to use Google Earth. I like
Google
it better.
Pro, like that Travel Boast app.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we use a bunch of things. But generally, Final Cut Pro.
Yep. Okay. Which is easier, RVing or sailing? RVing. And cost-wise as well. Not just like the comfort of it, but cost-wise.
RVing is so much easier. So much easier. So much easier. Sailing, you've got more freedom. Way more freedom, so I like that. Cost-wise,
can I just say as well, the difference with sailing and RVing, so RVing, like our road trip across the U.S., we basically saw highway the whole way. Yeah. We didn't veer off a ton. So it was just a lot of straight driving. Whereas, like, we're going down the ICW right now, which is the equivalent of being on a highway.
Yeah.
But there's so much. It's so much more beautiful. There's so much more to see. Like, we see dolphins all day long.
Yeah.
We see manatees. We saw an alligator the other day.
We've just pulled off the side of the ICW and dropped anchor just because it was a cool little island here, and it was low tide.
So, like,
didn't want to go.
This is the thing. RVing's so much easier, but I feel like boating, you just get, like, these champagne moments a lot more often. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, RVing's easier, but you don't have as much freedom as I thought you would with RVing. You know, like, you can't just go camp out. Yeah, in a big rig, in a fifth wheel, you can't just go, like, I thought we'd be off-grid 24/7, but you just can't. Like, we got kicked out of that place in LA. We got, like...
Oh, that was fair enough.
Yeah, that was fair enough. Yeah, I was painting in someone's car park. But I mean, apart from that, like...
There's not as much free land.
Cops are everywhere, like, everywhere. There's so many police in America. It's crazy.
It's really regulated, whereas boating is, like, you do have a lot more freedom.
Yeah. But then saying that, like, we've been cut off like 50 million times today, haven't we?
Yeah. But what about cost-wise, too?
Yeah, cost-wise.
Like, the fuel to get across the U.S. was...
insane.
Astronomical.
Yeah.
But, I mean, boating's expensive, too. I would almost put them...
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, people say that, you know, you spend so... Oh, Jackson, mate, it's all right, buddy. It's just a boat. People say that... like, because you're always fixing a boat, you know what I mean? But we've never really had to fix the boat. Like, we've been quite lucky. So I wouldn't say, like, depending on what boat you have, yeah, you could spend a lot of money on repairs, but we do it all ourselves, and we're not really repairing a lot.
But also, we've, like, Ryan's maintained Sunday up to, like, a really immaculate condition to a certain degree, whereas we've just gone through a full-blown rebuild of our fifth wheel, and we, even on the road trip, had to sink money into the truck and the trailer to, like, get things working again.
Yeah.
So it's probably not a good time to ask about the RV, because we've sunk a lot of money into it.
And, like, every time we filled up, it was like $100, you know, and we filled up like twice a day.
So I don't know. They're both pretty expensive.
Yeah, here we filled up, like, I didn't even fill up. I just put in like 30 gallons today, and we've been motoring for like 3 days straight. All right.
Who do you use for boat insurance, and do you regularly have to change it when you visit new areas?
No, we got Pantanius. It's an Australian company, so
they're pretty standard.
Yeah, they're pretty standard, and you just change. Yeah, you change the area with them, and depending on the area, the price will change.
So when we crossed the Atlantic, we had to have insurance for the last part of the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
As well as part of the Atlantic, and then the Caribbean.
Yeah, I think the Atlantic was covered, wasn't it?
And then we had to, like, cancel one and then take over the other.
Yeah, and then they just adjust the price. So that's Pantanius, Australia.
The U.S. and Caribbean compared to the Mediterranean, so much more expensive for insurance, but that's also because you have to worry about hurricanes here, whereas the Mediterranean we didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so we don't have hurricane insurance. So we're insured, but not for a hurricane, which is so funny because generally out of hurricane season, we're insured still, but they're not for no-name storms. So when I questioned them about it, I was like, was that the same kind of thing? And they're like, yeah. What the hell? Anyway.
Somebody said, happy first Mother's Day. Thank you.
Hey, there we go.
How do you lift Jackson up onto the boat when it's on the hard?
So I used to just hold him like this.
Literally just
ladder.
Muscle him.
Yeah, but I always have like his harness on, so I kind of like hold him and hold the harness and just climb up the ladder. But I try and get stairs when I can. So in St. Mary's Boatyard, they've got actual stairs.
That was the first time our entire boat life, though, you've had stairs.
Was it really?
So that he could, like, walk up.
Yeah.
Every other time we've had either scaffolding.
Yeah.
We had scaffolding
in
Greece.
That's right. We did scaffolding.
And we had ladders.
Yeah,
So, like, it's been pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But Ryan's muscled it, and he hasn't dropped them yet.
But yeah, this time he's getting older now, so I wasn't going to carry him up a ladder, so we got stairs this time.
Are you nervous about taking a baby to sea?
Not really, no. No, well, I mean, like, we just pick the weather windows, you know? We won't do any, like, massive, like, Atlantic crossings, but I'm not worried.
So my biggest worry, to be honest, about taking a baby taking him out to sea is my own issues. So I struggle with seasickness. And so my biggest fear is trying to make sure I'm taking care of him well while also managing my own seasickness. So, like, usually on passage, when we're doing an offshore passage, I have already meal prepped, so I don't have to do much cooking. And then I also like just lounge. Like I do as little as possible so I don't bring on seasickness. Even though I take medicine, I'm still cautious. And my biggest fear is that obviously now with a baby, I don't have that luxury. So that's, to me, the scariest part is just making sure I'm taking care of him properly without bringing on my seasickness. But once I'm not breastfeeding, I can take my Studeron, which if you guys have been watching for a while, that's like the seasick medicine I swear by. I can't use it right now while breastfeeding, so I'm on to some other meds that really aren't doing it for me, but yeah.
So yeah, we are worried.
I'm not worried. I'm just like, it makes me nervous that I'm going to get seasick. So I'm like doing everything in my power not to get seasick while taking care of my baby. So that's why we're not going out sailing in storms.
Yeah. Sorry, I just answered that so quickly.
When the scouts come, will Brittni and Oakley be on the boat or somewhere else?
No, so we're actually, they're going to be on land for the scouts because of Jackson. So I'm going to take the scouts out and take them out for a few trips by myself.
And to clarify for any of you who don't know, the reason we're heading to the Bahamas right now is because for the summer we do Boy Scout charters off of the boat, teaching Boy Scouts how to sail and manage a boat and live aboard and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So while we do that, while Ryan does that, Jackson, Oakley, and I will be on shore because, first off, Jackson's not allowed to be on the boat with the boys, and now having a baby, that's not really a go-to.
It's so much fun. I enjoy it.
Our battery's about to die.
All right. All right, if we cut this, it's because the battery died.
How do you say that? Is it the agave?
Agave, I don't know. Agave, Mediterranean, Caribbean for sailing. I don't know. Mediterranean.
I like the Caribbean for sailing. Do you know why?
Yeah, sailing. Caribbean for sailing because there's wind.
Caribbean for sailing, and it's all it's all trade winds, so it's really consistent. And then you get all the protection from the islands when you're on the leeward side. Caribbean
for spearfishing and beaches and everything. Mediterranean for history and all that. Mediterranean's amazing. I'm so glad we started there and learnt to sail and then came across. I think that's the best way to do it. But now that we know how to sail, we've got like more experience. I'd love to go back and all the places we're too scared to go into and nervous. It would be great to go there.
We're gonna end this on a real high.
Okay, go.
When is Ryan starting an OnlyFans? My gay boat neighbors are too afraid to ask.
I already have one. It's called Ryan 10.
What?
Ryan 10. Look it up. OnlyFans.
What is Ryan 10?
You know what 10 is.
You are disgusting.
I'm kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans.
I said Ryan should, though. I had an idea.
You fell right into that one.
I had the plan for the traveling butt on OnlyFans, and I was going to take photos of Ryan's butt, just his ass, in really exotic locations.
Yeah, but I want to do your butt, and then we argued because we didn't know whose butt to do, and we never did it.
Your butt would definitely do.
That would have been good.
Your butt would be the most.
Is there any more? Can we get more before the battery dies?
No, I think we should. I think we should wrap it up.
All right.
Oh, when are you coming to visit? That's from Ricky and Simone.
Oh, mate. I know. You know, I would have loved to come visit this trip when we came back to the boat, but we were just running behind. Way behind.
Where are you headed next? Which we already answered. We're headed to the Bahamas, and then from there, we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, maybe Guatemala. You know, or we might be selling the boat. We don't know. Getting a bigger boat.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up because I think our battery's actually gonna die, and we're losing our son anyways.
Yeah.
But
oh man, that was fun. We should do this again. More questions.
Stay tuned next week for our boat crossing. We get dropped in the water and we start making our way down here to the Bahamas.
Yeah, and thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys to our patrons. Thank everybody who watches this, likes, or even comments. I love the comments. And thanks for all the guys being waving to us on ICW. That was so cool.
Yeah, we had a lot of you guys say hi to us.
Yeah, people were yelling
really
out
awesome.
to us. I was like, oh, sweet. Thanks, guys. It's nice because we just got back on the boat. And it's like, oh,
feels
hey, guys.
good. Feels good to be back.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we'll see you guys next week on normal videos. I hope you like the question and answers. It's been fun.
Tell us if we should do this again sometime.
Yeah, see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Like and subscribe. It's got hair in my face. Jackson. Jackson says like and describe.
Describe.
Like and subscribe. He's really heavy. He's tricky. Like